What if tonight, after you turn off the lights, something in your room quietly opens its eyes? In a small rural village, surrounded by mist-covered mountains and rice fields trembling in the evening wind, an old paper lantern hangs from a wooden ceiling beam. Its edges are slightly worn. Its frame has endured summers heavy with rain, winters thick with frost, and springs filled with drifting cherry blossoms. Tonight, it turns 100 years old, and according to an ancient Japanese belief, when an object reaches its 100th year, something extraordinary may happen. If stories like this awaken your curiosity, stay with me. And if you enjoy discovering the hidden meaning behind ancient traditions, take a moment to like this video and continue listening. Because by the end, you may never look at your belongings the same way again. Rain taps gently against the roof. Tatami mats hold the warmth of the fading day. A chipped teacup rests on a low wooden table. An umbrella leans quietly near the entrance. A pair of wooden sandals waits by the door. Everything appears ordinary, and yet something is shifting. In Japanese folklore, there is a word that feels like a whisper carried through cedar trees, Tsukumogami. It is said that objects used for 100 years, objects that have witnessed laughter, absorbed silence, endured seasons, may awaken with spirit. Not to frighten, not to seek revenge, but because of memory. The lantern sways gently as wind slips through a crack in the wall, and for just a moment, it seems to breathe. Outside, the forest is imperfect. Branches twist unpredictably. Stones are uneven. Leaves carry scars from past storms. Nothing in nature is flawless. Everything ages. So why wouldn't objects carry their own kind of life? The night deepens, and the 100th year begins. Part 2. The secret life of things dawn arrives wrapped in pale fog. The wooden house creaks softly as if stretching old bones. The umbrella near the entrance leans at a slightly different angle. The teacup reflects morning light with a subtle shimmer. Ancient illustrations depict umbrellas with a single curious eye. Lanterns that smile. Tools that wander quietly through moonlit streets once their century of service is complete. But these stories are not meant to be terrifying. They are meant to teach. In traditional Japanese culture, respect extends beyond people. Even objects deserve acknowledgement for their service. To discard something carelessly is to ignore its story. Tsukumogami do not awaken out of anger. They awaken as reminders. The cup you reach for every morning has felt the warmth of your hands. The chair you sit on has supported your weight during silent nights of thinking. The notebook you nearly threw away carries unfinished versions of yourself. Each object is a witness. Summer settles over the valley. Cicadas hum loudly in the trees. Heat causes the wooden beams to release a faint, sweet scent of age. The lantern remains suspended, quietly observing. Imagine if it could speak, not to accuse, but to thank you for the evening shared. For generations, there was even a ceremony in Japan called Harikyo, where broken sewing needles were gently laid to rest with gratitude. Not because they were valuable in wealth, but because they had fulfilled their purpose. There is practical wisdom here. Repair instead of replace. Care instead of discard. Pause instead of rush. Modern life encourages speed. Upgrade. Replace. Improve. Repeat. But Tsukumogami whispers something different. Everything has a story. Everything deserves consideration. Everything carries memory. The rain returns in the late afternoon. A single droplet slides down the umbrella's worn fabric. It has been repaired more than once, and still it protects. Perhaps the real awakening is not happening inside the object. Perhaps it is happening inside you. Silence night falls once more over the village. Fireflies drift through tall grass like wandering stars. Inside the wooden home, warm lantern light fills the quiet room. 100 years, 100 winters, 100 springs, 100 silent observations. Has the lantern awakened? Not in the way you might expect. It does not grow legs. It does not whisper secrets. It does not roam through hallways. But something has changed. The way we see it, Tsukumogami are not merely folklore creatures. They are a metaphor. They remind us that the ordinary is not insignificant, that age does not erase value, that time deepens meaning. Look around your space right now. Which object has been with you longer than you realized? Which item carries scratches, dents, or fading color that tell a story? Which possession has silently accompanied your growth? In a world obsessed with the new, Tsukumogami honor endurance. Autumn settles over the valley. Leaves fall in shades of gold and amber. Wind brushes against the wooden walls, yet the house remains steady. Nothing lasts forever, but everything can matter. The real message is not that objects literally come to life. It is that they are already part of yours. When you turn off the lights tonight, you may glance at your room differently. Not with fear, but with gratitude. The lantern glows softly. It does not need to move to be alive. It has been cared for, repaired, appreciated, and that is a kind of spirit. If this story changed how you see the things around you, subscribe and join this channel for more journeys into ancient wisdom made meaningful for modern life. Share this video with someone who needs to rediscover the value of what they already have. Because sometimes, when we learn to care for our belongings, we begin to care more deeply for our own story. And that is the quiet magic of Tsukumogami.